This is the Brave New Coin Crypto Conversation, hosted by Andy Pickering.
Hi everyone, Andy Pickering here. I'm your host and welcome to the Crypto Conversation, a Brave New Coin podcast where we talk to the people building the future in the Bitcoin, blockchain and cryptocurrency space. 5 years ago, deep in a bear market, a group of traditional finance experts founded BitGet, and they've been building ever since. Now, with 20 million users worldwide, BitGet is committed to helping users trade smarter by providing a secure one-stop crypto investment solution with copy trading, future trading, and spot trading. Your security is their priority, and BitGet has one of the largest protection funds in the industry with US $300 million to cover potential trader losses from unforeseen events that are not due to misconduct from the user or platform. BitGet wants to inspire everyone to embrace Web3, so if you're new to crypto, learn more at the BitGet Academy with free blockchain courses, crypto guides, cryptocurrency trading strategies, and more. Or for the experienced investor, trade smarter with daily access to institutional-grade crypto market intelligence and trends analysis with BitGet Research. I've put links to BitGet Research and the BitGet Academy in the show notes, so get amongst it or simply go to bitget.com. Thank you to BitGet, and now it is on with the show. My guest today is Solo Ceesay. Solo is the CEO and co-founder at Calaxy, a social marketplace built for creators, by creators. He's also just had an interesting blog post published on entrepreneur.com, 3 reasons why the next crypto bull run will be like nothing we've ever experienced. So I think it'll be a bit of fun to dive into that a little bit as well. Welcome to the show, Solo.
Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Hey, cool name, by the way. Solo, where does that come from?
Yeah, my parents are from West Africa, actually. My dad's from Gambia. My mom is from Senegal. And so, my parents' lineage.
Very nice, very nice. Well, let's do what we do at the beginning of the show. Solo, could you please introduce yourself, really? Love to hear a little bit of your personal and professional backstory, what you've been doing in the lead up to getting involved with crypto.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Solo Ceesay. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Calaxy, the social marketplace for and by creators. Previous to Calaxy, I was an investment banker for about 5 years in New York City. And then one day I decided to quit my job and join the world of startups. I was able to meet my co-founder currently. His name is Spencer Dinwiddie. He plays point guard in the NBA, starts on the Brooklyn Nets. Shout out, Spence. So he came up with the novel idea of wanting to tokenize himself. And so we got into working together as an advisor in him securitizing himself. So he became the first NBA player to securitize himself. And that was our original business idea, was to become a capital markets engine of some sort and allowing pro athletes with sports contracts to tokenize themselves via the blockchain. But then we saw an even greater opportunity to tokenize the creator economy and therefore, much more than that, the world. And so we're a marketplace for all different types of people to connect and exchange value, whether that's a social experience, a monetary experience, or just monetary value as well, built on the blockchain.
Awesome. And so Calaxy.com, is the website, and from there you can find the app and all that stuff. There's quite a cool trailer as well on the website, which shows a little bit more about how it works, but I guess you can explain it, Solo. So yeah, just tell us how this works in terms of what the Calaxy marketplace enables for different influencers, creators, sports people, and everyday consumers, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And so what Calaxy allows content creators to do is it allows them to set up their own digital storefronts or shops where they sell digital experiences to their fans. So whether that's a video call, a video message, a custom experience, or anything else, they're basically able to productize that and monetize that in the marketplace with a social experience wrapped around it. So there's a home feed, there's profiles, there's messaging. It's really kind of like a Twitter kind of meets Patreon, meets Venmo and Zelle, and in a way, given that the wallets or the app is built around a non-custodial crypto wallet. But it requires you very little crypto knowledge to use whatsoever. You can buy experiences with your credit card. So people that join the app or any day users might just join the application, want to buy an experience with the creator, so they can. They can swipe their card to do so, or pay with crypto if they'd like. Or they may never need to set up a crypto wallet for any reason because they may not need to. Because we built it in a way that serves various user journeys. And so that's essentially what Calaxy does in terms of making it different from the general social media platforms that exist today.
Got it. And you guys are built on Hedera, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We're built on Hedera Hashgraph, proud builders on Hedera.
Why did you go with Hedera?
This question's always interesting because it seems like a curveball, but the beauty of this is that it's going to be an evergreen podcast, and I feel like the answer gets even more exciting every time just because we're seeing so many use cases being built on Hedera each and every day. But we chose to build on Hedera because we felt that out of the box, it allowed us to create the user experience that we think scales well to mass adoption audiences. And what we mean by that is it needs to be a high performant blockchain, or in this case, a hash graph. And so the DLT behind the hood or underneath the hood at Calaxy is so powerful that it allows us to deliver that seamless experience. When you buy something in the general world, or even, you wouldn't call it the Web2 world, but most times when you buy things digitally, it's rather instant that the payment settles, right? But certain blockchains that allow you to do that type of stuff. And so for us, Hedera was like a no-brainer from that perspective. We also believed in the backing behind the technology. There's the governing council that's backed by Google, IBM, Deutsche Telekom, Ubisoft recently joined as well. And so a lot of well-known, publicly recognizable companies, behind it as well. And so we think that as regulation becomes more clear within at least on the Western Center within the United States, we expect that ecosystem to be well received by the powers that be. And so for us, it was kind of a no-brainer wanting to build with them and get us business started off the ground.
Yeah, makes sense. Thank you, Solo. I was just looking through your the Calaxy Twitter before, and you've been teasing some new development on the Calaxy app that you reckon is pretty exciting. Can you talk to that at all?
Yeah, we got a couple things. I think when you think about the Calaxy product, we've been building for a long time now, and so what we shipped, in August was an MVP. It was a very much a scaled down version of what we, want the full experience to be. It's a pretty comprehensive application, a very strong MVP at that. It's a very aesthetically pleasing looking app as well. Nothing that you would not expect from a high premium, platform when it comes to the user experience. But we have so many different things that we're looking to add in there on the Web3 side that can make those wallet transfers or exchanging value much easier, kind of like the equivalent of what we see in the payment side in Web2 with PayPal, Venmo, Zelle, these types of things. That kind of feature that we've been working on for quite some time is the ability to send crypto through the DM mechanism that's in the app. So similar to your DMs that are on Twitter, Instagram, or whatever social platform you use, LinkedIn, whatever, in our platform, that can also be an exchange of value or a channel in which people exchange value. And so my chief design officer, Chad Weston, shout out Chad, behind the great design on Calaxy, actually demoed this live on stage at Collision in Toronto earlier this summer, which was well received there and stuff. So teasing that out is what people are super excited about recently.
Got it. And look, I'm sure you guys would have been building this back in I guess the 2021 boom times when Web3, metaverse, NFTs made the space really exciting. Of course, we've been through a bear market since then, and it's a little bit harder to get everything from funding to traction to new users, trading volume. How are you? I guess where are you in terms of that product rollout of your platform, and how do you what's your acquisition strategy for both the creator side but also the user side?
Yeah, absolutely. So for us, you're right on the head. Bear markets are definitely tough, but it's definitely created more opportunities than anything. Definitely an opportunity to capture market share, definitely an opportunity to prove a track record. If you look at previous recessionary periods, the companies that are able to weather the storm appropriately are the ones that are set up for success long term. And so for us, we're excited and thankful for us to have been able to push through when a lot of turbulence has happened, especially within the social space of Web3, right? There's a new platform that comes around and goes away, every day. And so for us, that longevity of consistent growth and building, the first applications we were shipping were quite on par with everything else that was in Web3 in terms of the user experience, clunky, slow, not nice. But for us, we really had at it for many years, worked directly with the creators. And so for us, to refine that experience so that it turned out to be what it ended up being. We've always been behind the idea of like a long-term growth strategy and wanting to be around for not just the fun times, the bad times, and all times in between. Very similar to kind of how Hedera has done things. It's been around for quite some time, but they've done things the right way. They didn't chase the fast money or the fast traction, and they wanted to build sustainable businesses, or sorry, build a sustainable business on top of a DLT and, build a sustainable ecosystem around it. And we want to do our part to contribute to that and the broader growth of Web3. And so from an acquisition standpoint, we think, the opportunity to launch and incorporate and grow in other crypto communities as well, just like we've been able to do in our MVP launch on Hedera, which will be helpful. And then on the creator side, that's one of the superpowers for us. I know this is long-winded, but we are, our co-founder, like I mentioned at the very beginning, plays in the NBA. Myself, I was a Division I athlete, had a lot of friends that went to the next level. And so because we have a lot of connections within the entertainment industry and, are looking to continue to build those partnerships to, grow in that arena as well.
Awesome. Well, cannot do anything but wish you the very best of luck with that, Solo. I said earlier that you published a blog, it's an essay, whatever you want to call it, it's on entrepreneur.com. It's called Why the Next Crypto Bull Run Will Be Like Nothing We've Ever Experienced. I guess you're drawing on both your experience in crypto and your previous career in capital markets and investment banking as well. But yeah, do you want to just talk through some of your thinking here and I guess what the thesis is?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think when you look at where we are at as an ecosystem, and when I say that in an industry, really, that's kind of what's changed. Crypto and blockchain has turned from an ecosystem or just a thing or an arena where people stay on the internet to an industry. It's widely covered, almost so covered over. It's over covered relative to how big the asset class is, right? Like if you think about it, you have the indices across the bottom of the tape, and Apple is larger than the entirety of crypto. But at the same time, we've seen such growth in our ecosystem and such investment into it, both on the consumer but also institutional side, which has made it a very different playing arena. And I think when you look at where we're at right now in terms of all the different types of things that general investor can really look at, there's immense value in crypto right now. Just given that we're at quite depressed levels from the all-time highs, and I know that when you look at everything across the market, it's not necessarily the case, right? Real estate's still trading high relative to where it could be, and same thing with other things. And so it's really making for such a quite interesting vortex of times for the ecosystem, and really why people should really be excited for all the potential incoming money that can come in, just because that backstop bid that we have at this point, if you're still talking about crypto, you're really in it. So any sort of price, you kind of feel like you hit that really backstop bid, which is very different than kind of a lot of the different types of assets you could buy out there as well.
Yeah, and it feels like, of course, the one of the big narratives, or two of the big narratives, to potentially help bring about that next crypto bull run really revolve around Bitcoin. Of course, I'm talking about the upcoming Bitcoin halving next year, and of course, secondly, the Bitcoin spot ETF applications. Did you see what happened yesterday when I think it was
Cointelegraph, right?
Yeah, they mistakenly said on Twitter that the BlackRock spot ETF had been approved, and well, it was chaos for a while there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's interesting when you say that because it's just kind of like what I was just saying before. We're so close to something like that, just changing the general trajectory and complete sentiment on the market of crypto, which is quite interesting. Just because when you're looking at whether or not you'd want to enter now or you're wanting to fall lower or anything like that, it's really one of those things where I think at these levels, it looks cheap relative to things you could buy. And so just seeing that happen was just insanity.
Yeah, well, it was interesting because the price really did pop. I think the Bitcoin price increased by $2,000 US and in half an hour or so. So I guess it does show that the market really is waiting for these ETFs. Absolutely. and it really is going to provide some serious bullish momentum if and when they are approved.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, as we finish up this part of the podcast, Solo, do you want to just tell people for people that are perhaps interested in taking a look at what you guys are doing at Calaxy and getting involved? What's the easiest way for people to kind of learn more and have a play around?
Yeah, absolutely. So for us, we try to be active in our communities. So we have a Twitter and X page as well at Calaxy app. Myself, I'm pretty vocal. I'm out there. I do a lot of speaking, almost too much so, sometimes. But you can find me at Solo Ceesay on Twitter, at solo.ceesay on Instagram. Calaxy's on Instagram at Calaxy as well. We have a blog at blog.calaxy.com to keep up with all the new stuff that we're dropping or anything like that. That's probably the easiest way to keep tabs on us.
Awesome. Let's go to a very quick break then. And then when we come back, we'll have some fun. We'll run Solo through the very famous crypto conversation hot take round. Back in 1 second.
Hey, what are you still doing up?
I've just spent my entire Friday night researching Bitcoin charts, crypto glossaries. My brain feels like it's going to explode.
Why don't you just use BitGet? It's going to save you at least 10,000 hours trying to learn it yourself. It's an online crypto exchange. You can copy successful real-life traders having their expertise to make smarter trades.
Really?
Yes, really. Don't miss out. Get on it now. And by the time you're done, Bitcoin will be worth about $100,000.
I just got my cat to help me do the research.
Hands off, gains up. Start copy trading on BitGet.
All right, we are back, and I'm with Solo Ceesay. Solo is the CEO and co-founder at Calaxy, the social marketplace for creators, by creators. Looks pretty cool, actually. Solo, I like to finish each podcast with a quick round of rapid-fire crypto conversation hot takes. Are you up for it?
Let's go.
All right, let's go, Solo. I'm just going to run some questions at you. Just want, I suppose, your hot take style answers, but no right or wrong way to do it. Question 1 for you, Solo. Where would you say that you sit on the Bitcoin maximalist to multi-chain opportunist spectrum?
I sit 75% of the way towards multi-chain.
Fair enough. All right. What would you say is your firmest conviction? Crypto opinion?
In terms of a project I like the most?
Can be anything, just firmest conviction on crypto in general, yeah, whatever.
Ooh. Enterprise-led blockchain.
Okay. So Bill Gates famously said that we tend to overestimate what we can accomplish in 2 years and underestimate what we can accomplish in 10. So, 10 years in crypto is a long time, but I guess, Web3 kind of experiences that we might expect at 10 years time in Web3, what do they start to look like?
Ooh, this is a great one. I mean, I think when you look at where we're at right now and how difficult it is to move things around, I think the power of a blockchain just makes everything frictionless, where everything, and I rip this from Spencer all the time, is a chip on the table. And I do think that we live in a world where, money should be fluid and should be able to switch into, any type of asset whatsoever. And I think tokenization is the pathway to doing that. Being able to make a house into money, into stock, into real estate again, it should be something that could be done. And I believe that's what that world really looks like. And I think it's built on the blockchain. And I think on the other side of it, when you look at some of the other emerging technologies that we have, things like provenance and being able to prove identity is going to be important when you have things like AI that are creating deep fakes, and a world where understanding authenticity and where scarcity and authenticity are going to be continually more valuable to us as people. The blockchain plays a very integral role in that, and so I think that's what we look like in a world 10 years from now, utilizing blockchain in all those different ways that are so key critical functions to our everyday lives.
Yeah, speaking of AI, Solo, how do you think AI might be incorporated into something like Calaxy? Because you see, I don't know if you've seen the new AI personalities that Meta are developing, based on Kendall Jenner and sports stars and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a great one. I could be interesting in helping content creators create. There's creation tools would be very helpful in the app. I think it'd be really cool if people could come to us and not only have content to post, but content that they can make in here, and really helping enhance that. Adding those tooling and those types of things for people looking to even do NFT projects specifically, not just posting content that lives in the feed. AI content driven things could be interesting, or channels. Maybe potentially even, helping with allowing or feed sorting, better content sorting algorithmically, making the platform and what people see at the platform, much better and tailored to their needs. There's countless ways I feel like we could leverage it.
No doubt. All right, let's finish this off, Solo. Finally, what is your favorite science fiction book, film, or TV show?
Ooh, could we say, does the Dark Knight count?
I think we'll allow it, yeah. The Dark Knight is basically, it's kind of superhero, fantasy, sci-fi, all in one. Christopher Nolan, definitely sci-fi.
I'm just a big fan. That's my favorite movie, and I just really wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah. No, it's a killer movie. Christopher Nolan, killer director. Great choice. Thank you, Solo. Hey, this has been fun. I have really enjoyed talking to you today. Thanks for coming on the show. Nothing else to say really, except again, tell people where to go for Calaxy, and are you on Twitter? Shout out your Twitter.
Yeah, absolutely. My Twitter is at Solo Ceesay, SOLOCEESAY, at solo.ceesay on Instagram, and you can find us at Calaxy app on Twitter and at Calaxy on Instagram. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Solo. All the best, and bye for now. All right, there you go. That was Solo from Calaxy. The Dark Knight, great film. Christopher Nolan. Still need to see Oppenheimer, actually. Yeah, missed it on the big screen, which I think is how you're supposed to see it, IMAX, but never mind. Still, waiting for it. All right. Thank you to Solo. Thank you to Calaxy. Thank you to all the creators out there. Thank you to you, the listener, for listening. Please make sure you're subscribed to the Crypto Conversation in whatever podcast app you are using. But that is it for today's episode, team. Well, thanks also to BitGet, our sponsor. Bye for now. This was the Crypto Conversation for Brave New Coin. See ya.